Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I thought better late than never. We're gonna do a January TBR. I've been watching a few and I've been trying to work out how I want to do it. I don't know, it might change over the next few months because I think it would be really cute if I could do a TBR every single month and then I can basically see how much I wanted to read compared to how much I probably actually do read. It is like the first week of January already. We're not going to talk about that because this is a very late January TBR, but you know, we were busy resetting for the new year. I've just started a new job as well, so like this past week has been mega busy. Thought it would be best if we started with my January like non-negotiable book. I don't get to choose these are the books. The first one is my book club's book, and this is just a book club I have with some of my friends on Fable, and we do it one book every 2 months just because everyone's very busy. Our book pick for this month, well these past 2 months, but I'm reading it in January because otherwise I will forget everything probably, is actually Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And we're doing this because when we meet for our book club, which is early February, is actually when the movie's going to come out. So we're going to read the book, talk about the book, and then we can watch the movie. This is the first time I've tackled a classic in a while. You know, we're going to see how we go. I just got the Penguin Classics edition because I know it has like a decent amount of spiel beforehand, which kind of like gives a bit of context to like the time that this was published and kind of helps give a bit more information. I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of annotating in this. I don't know if anyone would be interested in doing like a read-along vlog because I feel like maybe a few people might pick this up because the film's coming out. I'm pretty sure the film is not meant to be like, it's not a direct, I think it's a more artistic take on the story. I don't think it's like directly a copy, and I think there's already been a film about this based on this book come out, I think maybe in the 2000s. I don't think I've watched that either. I'm not 100% sure on what the story is. I just know apparently it's just like mad gossip of that time. It would have been like piping hot tea, so I'm excited. I think it'll be a good way to break into some classics this year as well, and then it's nice and fun doing it with book club anyway. And yeah, I'm excited to tackle this one. So that's my first non-negotiable. Then my second non-negotiable is Brimstone by Callie Hart. I have been doing a reading vlog and actually I was kind of planning on posting that this week, but I have not got through as much of Brimstone as I have wanted to. AKA, I haven't finished yet and it's the first week of January. So this is my non-negotiable. In the reading vlog, I also read Quicksilver, so I recapped on Quicksilver. I read that ages ago, like just before maybe it got super popular. It was definitely still indie. When this came out in December, I was so ravenous to start it, but I thought, no, let's enjoy it. You treat yourself. I'm going to reread Quicksilver, so I've not got to have to do like a really fast recap video. And then you can go and dive straight into Brimstone because I could not remember any of Quicksilver before reading it in the reading vlog. That will eventually come when I finish Brimstone. So this is my second non-negotiable. I've put it in a video now and I've said that I'm doing a video on it, so she's getting read. I know a few people do like TBR jars, but I actually have these reading prompt cards from an Illuma crate box that I got ages ago, a long time ago. I got it a decent amount ago, and this literally says, for the indecisive bookworm who has too many books. Kind of feel a bit called out. I thought we could use these TBR cards to figure out what to read for the month. I think I'm gonna pull 5 books because I also like to mood read as well, and I've already got 2 non-negotiables. In case I haven't told you enough already, it is the first week of January and I've read none of them, so we're going to try and set a realistic expectation, but also, you know, there's got to be a little bit of like hope in there. Let's open these up. I don't think I've ever actually gone through what these cards actually say, so that'll be fun. I do have quite a few books on my physical TBR, which is nice, but I also do have a few books on my Kindle as well that I want to reach for, so I think this will be a really good way to do it. I think it's Ellen Catherine, I think that's her name. I'll put her channel below, but she does a lot of, I think she also uses cards. I don't know where she got hers from, but yeah, mine were just put in an Illumicrate box, so I don't think you can get them. But if not, hopefully it gives you some inspo for some bits to put in your TBR jar. Right, should we do where you guys can see all of these problems? Should we pick this one? Hopefully that's the right way around. Okay. A book with a library. Stop. Stop. I know the exact book that I want to pick. Okay, so you know how I got really excited that I had exactly the book for this? So it was this book, The Bookshop Below. It doesn't say the library below. Does this count? I mean, a bookshop and a library, very similar. One, you just pay for your books, and in a library you borrow them. This I recently got for Christmas, and I've been craving like a really like cozy fantasy realism type of vibe. I saw this in Waterstones, and I mean, it just spoke to me. I don't know what it was. I'll read you the description. If you want a story that will change your life, Chirion's Bookshop is where you go. For those lucky enough to grace its doors, it's a glimpse into a world of deadly bargains and powerful magical books. For Cassandra Fairfax, it's a reminder of everything she lost when Chirion kicked her out and all but shuttered the shop. Since then, she's used her skills in less ethical ways, trading stolen books and magical readings to wealthy playboys looking for power money can't buy. Then, Chirion dies, and if Cassandra knows anything, it's this: bookshop must always have an owner. To restore the shop, she'll need the help of Loel Sharp, a rival bookseller who is everything Cassandra is not, and knows it too. But as she is plunged into a world of unscrupulous collectors, deadly ink magic, and shady societies, a force threatens to unravel the bookshop entirely. Dun dun dun. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's less magical realism, I don't know, or if it is just kind of magical. So yeah, this I was thinking, but now I'm concerned it doesn't hit the library quite, but it does hit bookshop. Is that the same? So I was having a look as to what I could get on my Kindle, and this one intrigued me. This is called, I mean, this is also about a bookshop. I would have put The Midnight Library on this, but I literally reread it last month. So it's not really one I want to put on, but this one's called The Midnight Bookshop. This is it here. And it says, "You don't choose the book chooses you," by Amanda James. I'll read the little description. It's got a lot of like quite high rated reviews, and I'm sure I've seen someone talk about this. So yeah, it says, "Long ago a bookshop was born, the beating heart to those who find hope within the pages of a book. It's ready and waiting to welcome all of those who know where to find it. Strangers Joe, Adelaide and Kai are the least likely people to find themselves across the threshold of a bookshop. But as their Midnight Book Club shows them that a single book can change everything, all three realise that their own stories can be rewritten." I feel like neither of the books are giving library, they're giving bookshop. So I'm changing the prompt because this is my TPR video and I can do what I want. So I'm going to do a book with a bookshop. So I think I'm going to do this one to get it off my physical TBR, because I feel like everyone's trying to always shrink their physical TBR, and I'm actually pretty good. I have definitely less than 50 books. I probably have about 20 books on my physical TBR, which anyone who buys books knows that that's kind of a flex. So I think for our first pick, we're going to go with The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers. Let's shuffle around again. That was a terrible shuffle. So I picked one from over this side, so let's pick one from over here. What do we think? Maybe this one? Is it speaking to us? So this is the card. And the newest book on your shelf. Okay, we have a few for this actually, because Christmas was pretty recent, and yeah, I got a few books, so I'm going to pull a few options and I'll be back. Okay, so these two I got for Christmas, and then this one I got at the charity shop most recently. So our three options for the newest book on your shelf is, we have Red Rising. I know I haven't read this. Everyone is telling me to read it, and I know I will love it. But I know what I want to do, and I know I'm going to read this first book, and I'm just going to want to binge the series. So if I start this, I'm tied in for a series. And that series is still ongoing. It's not ended yet. And that scares me a bit, because I read Throne of Glass when it wasn't fully released. And that was so painful. And it really puts me off reading series that aren't completed. But this has surely got to be an exception. I mean, everyone absolutely loves this book, and I've got the 10th anniversary edition. I know I should read this, but I don't know if I should wait until I know I have time to just binge the series, because realistically that's what I'm going to want to do. Our second one, this is also another one I got for Christmas, and this is The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne? One or the other. I spotted, because I think the second book in the series has just come out, and also I don't know if it's a complete series, if it's a duology. I literally don't know much, but I remember seeing the second book and I was like, oh, that looks nice, and then I started reading the description and I was like, oh my god, this is the second book. So then I asked for the first book for Christmas. Yeah, and I mean, look how floppy. If you're American, you won't appreciate this probably, but in the UK, the paperbacks, like, they've got no flop at all. Whereas this, yeah, this is basically a Norse mythology epic fantasy. Is pretty much all I know about it. The other option I got, and this is one that I picked up in the charity shop, and this is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, and this is by Mitch Albom, and he's the same author as Tuesdays with Morrie, which I feel like a lot of people hype about. And I mean, look, it's such a nice little skinny read. This is so easy to take around everywhere. On his 83rd birthday, Eddie, a lonely war veteran, dies in a tragic accident whilst trying to save a little girl from a falling car. Spoiler. With his final breath, he feels 2 small hands in his, and then nothing. He awakens in the afterlife, where he learns that heaven is not a lush garden of Eden, but a place where you find your earthly life is explained to you by 5 people who were in it. These people may have been loved ones or distant strangers, yet each of them changed your path forever. Ooh, okay, this does sound really good. This gives like Midnight Library kind of vibes, just because it's just like short and about death and realising the meaning of life, I'm gonna guess. So I'm scared that it's gonna be short but a powerful read. We have got some big books on our TBR currently, so I might go with this one, I think. Don't kill me for not choosing Red Rising. I will. I promise I will. And I'm going to do a whole reading vlog, binging the series and catching myself up to date. So I've told you now. I promise. Oh no, I'm not meant to cross my fingers when I promise. I promise, pinky promise, that yeah, I will read Red Rising very, very soon, because I am excited to read it. But I think for now, we're going to pick this one. Okay, let's get to the next one. Right, here we are. Let's pick, how about you? So this is the prompt. And a book you brought for the cover. Ooh, okay. I have 2 options here. The first one is Heavenly Bodies, and I mean, I did not just buy this for the cover. It is extremely hyped up. The second one has recently come out as well, so I thought it would be a good time to jump onto the bandwagon, and a lot of people say this is like a really beautiful romantic story. In a world ruled by the stars, cruel and merciless gods, Alara has been cursed by fate. A prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. When the star of wrath and war descends to hunt Alara, the neighbouring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home, the kingdom of night, to Helios, the kingdom of light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. Okay, it does sound good. This does sound good. Okay, that's the first pick. Then this is the second one. This is actually a Illumicrate exclusive, so I didn't technically just buy it for the cover, but I subscribed to Illumicrate and I know that all of their editions are going to be very special and very pretty. And this has been on my TBR for ages. Like, literally ages. It seems like a really fun book. This is Hamajang Luck, and this is by Makana Yamamoto, I think is how you pronounce. And this is basically Space Heist. On the back, then, it just has 8 misfits, 2 X's, 1 last heist. And I mean, this edition, it is stunning. I can't even lie. And then it's just got some sprayed edges. The word hamajang is a Hawaiian term meaning disorderly, chaotic, or messed up state. Eddie is done with crime. 8 years behind bars changes a person. Costs them too much time with too many of the people who need them most. And it's all Angel's fault. She sold Eddie out in what should have been the greatest moment of their lives. Instead, Eddie was shipped off to the icy prison planet spinning far below the soaring sky bridges and neon catacombs of Kepler Space Station, of home, to spend the best part of a decade alone. But then a chance for an early parole appears out of nowhere, and Eddie steps into the pallid sunlight to find none other than Angel waiting, and she has an offer. One last job, one last deal, one last target. So yeah, okay, this does sound really good. But this also sounds good. Oh no, this is quite hard because this has been on my TBR longer than this one has. If anyone's read this, please let me know. Because I know people have read this and people love this and I feel like I'm missing out on something. But also this could be like really underrated. Okay, I'm going to pick this one and hope that this comes, like, this can fit another prompt. I don't know why I'm shuffling them very badly after each time, but you never know. So, let's pick. I feel like we've not picked from down here in a minute. Maybe this one kind of spoke to me then. A romantasy book. Oh, okay. Ooh. Maybe. Can I? Is it really bad if I swap this one for this one? So if I swap a book I brought for the cover as Hadman Luck, and then a romantasy book as Heavenly Bodies, and then I just get my way. It's my TBR. I get to do what I want, okay? This is the last prompt as well, so if I don't fill it, I wouldn't get to read Hadman Luck, and I really want to read it. I can't even lie to you. I think I'm going to pick this. I might not even have a look at any of other books because I know I want to read this. And I know I want to read this. And this fits that last prompt. And this one fits this prompt pretty well. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, whatever. So, the pick for a romantasy book is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Arian. And then I've swapped that with the prompt of a book you brought for the cover as Hamajang Luck by Makana Yamamoto, I think is how you pronounce it. So, yeah, I get my way. Good for me. Okay, so I've just realised, I think that I have only picked out 4 from my TBR prompts. And I did say I was going to do 5, so I'm going to pull another one. Let's do, what do we think? Tell me when to stop. This one. So this way. And this is a book with a one-word title. I pulled 3. So I've got Witchborn. This I literally brought when I was maybe a teenager. And I've literally never picked it up. I mean, to be fair, this kind of fit the prompt of brought because it was a pretty cover. So yeah, this is Witchborn by Nicholas Bowling. This book was $6.99 when I brought it. If that doesn't tell you about how long ago I brought this. This was actually at my mum's house for ages and ages and ages, and I cleared out my bookshelves maybe last year at my mum's house. So it has like a whole range of I think I found my Hunger Games, my old Hunger Games books there, and yeah, I mean, I've even got like the 2015 movie version of The Mortal Instruments. So yeah, I found a few gems in there. And this was one of them. Alice is in Bedlam Asylum, mad they say. Her mother has been executed for witchcraft, her home destroyed and her spirit crushed. So maybe it's true. Or maybe she isn't as broken as she seems. A visit from two masked strangers provides an opportunity to escape, and Alice takes it. Now she must navigate the dark streets of London, where there's a secret waiting to be unravelled. In an England divided by rival queens, it seems Alice has her part to play, if only she can master the rising power within her. So this is an option, because this has probably quite literally been on my TBR for 10 plus years. Not like purposefully. So yeah, I don't know, I've never heard anyone speak about this, and I'm pretty sure, like, obviously this is way before BookTube and BookTok was a thing. The next one is one I have been intimidated by, maybe I'll say, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. And I mean, if you haven't heard about this, maybe you've been under a rock. This is kind of dark academia fantasy realism, I'm pretty sure. It says on the back here, Oxford, 1836, the city of dreaming spires. It is the centre of all knowledge and progress in the world. At its heart is Babel, or Babel. I don't know how you actually say it. I think it's Babel. And at its heart is Babel, Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, the tower from which all the power of the empire flows. Orphaned in Canton and brought to England by a mysterious guardian, Robin Swift thought Babel a paradise until it became a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? Oh, okay, this does sound good. And I mean, it is highly, highly rated. I know some people really hate it and a lot of people really love it. I think it's more the language and the way it's written, and I think that's what intimidates me about it. Is I think people say it can be quite confusing, but you know, sometimes you read books for fun and sometimes you read books for thinking, and I feel like this is probably a thinky book. Then my third pull was Gracelyn, and this is by Kristen Cashore, and this one when did I pick this up? Fairly recently, to be honest, and I have heard a decent amount about this. I think this was an older, like, hyped up book. I don't think it's like fairly recent, and I think it got a bit of traction, but it's not had tons. So I think this is the first one in a series of 4, and I mean, again, cover stunning. In a world where people born with an exceptional skill, known as a grace, are both feared and exploited, Katza carries the burden of a skill even she despises, the grace of killing. Feared by the court and shunned by those her own age, the darkness of her grace casts a heavy shadow over Katza's life. Yet she remains defiant, and when she stumbles across a mysterious kidnapping, she investigates. Who would want to kidnap an old man, and why? Oh, this does sound good. It depends what type of vibe we want to go for, because we technically have a few romanticities. So do we want to add another one to the list? Maybe not. We do have a thinky book already. Calling it a thinky book makes me sound really dumb, but a brain working? No, that just sounds... Okay, we're going with a thinky book. A book that makes you think quite hard. We already do have Wuthering Heights, and I feel like the language of that might be a bit of a struggle for me. So maybe I don't want to set myself up for failure. And this has been on the TBR for 10 years. That's surely got to be almost a record. I think we actually picked Witchborn by Nicholas Bowling, because I fear this book has waited too long on my shelf. I mean, not this shelf in particular, but a shelf that I have owned. I'm pretty sure I did start reading it at some point. Oh yeah, I've got a page tuck here at page 102. So I got 100 pages in. I don't know if that is good or bad. Oh, we have got a map. I think we picked this. You know what? Let's give it a go. She's been unloved for far too long. Finally, coming off the TBR is Witchborn by Nicholas Bowling. So, we have finished. We have our book picks for January. And yeah, I think we've got a really good selection. Just to recap, we have Witchborn by Nicholas Bowling, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven, this is by Mitch Albom, Hammerjang Luck by Makana Yamamoto, Heavenly Bodies by Imani Erien, The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers, and Brimstone by Callie Hart. I'm excited for this month of reading, mainly fantasy, but that's what I read, that's what I enjoy. We have one general fiction, we have a bit sci-fi, and then we've got a classic. It's a TBR that very much reflects the season. I think it very much gives January winter. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have read any of these and if you recommend them. It's too late for me really, but yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!